What is up everyone, my name is Lorjithan, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be going over my watch collection and my top 10 watches that I want to own in the future. Dude, let's just get right into this video, man, let's go. Alright, so before we get into my actual watches, I want to explain how I really got into watches and give you a bit of backstory behind this. Growing up, I always loved accessorizing with my outfits, and in previous videos, I've mentioned that I love wearing watches. I've been collecting them since I was around 11 or 12. I got my very first G-Shock in like a very nice gold rubber color for my birthday way back when I was like 11, and to this day I still have it, and it's just flourished into this insanely long watch collection. There are a few remarkable pieces in there. There are some that are kind of like iffy, but each of these watches kind of represents me as a person and my taste. So without further ado, here's my whole watch case. Before we begin, I do want to make a note of that some of these watches aren't mine. I do have more watches, which I will show you guys in this video, but these are basically my most worn and favorite watches, and I'm going to give you the story behind them, how I got them, and what I love about each watch. So to begin, this is the MQ24-9B. I'm not sure if it will focus, but here it is. Great watch for the price. It's been famously worn by Tyler, the Creator, during his Igor era. It has this really nice vintage patina-like dial. It's on a rubber strap. It's really small. It's like around 35 millimeters or so, the case width. It wears incredibly nice on my wrist. I do have like a medium-sized wrist, around 6.5, 7 inches. Yeah, and it wears insanely well. For the price I paid, this is definitely one of the best bang for your buck watches you can get. If you're looking for something a bit more classy and understated, this is definitely the watch to get. I'll link it down below. You can pick it up on Amazon right now. And yeah, I just recently got this watch around 2 months ago. Honestly, I don't regret it one bit. I've been getting a lot of compliments, and it goes well with everything from a t-shirt all the way to some suiting. Great watch. And Casio, for the price, Casio makes the best watches out there, in my opinion. Even though like all of them are quartz, great movements, great quality, great choices, variety, and they're just classic. So yeah, this is the first watch. I love this watch a lot, and yeah, you know, I figured I might as well throw this Yashanka on because we are talking about Tyler and watches, and Tyler the Creator is a big influence to me, especially when it comes to taste and watch collecting, and he's a huge fan of Cartiers, especially the Cartier tank. Unfortunately, I don't have a Cartier tank yet. I do plan on owning one very soon. I'm definitely looking into it, and it's a grail watch for me. I'll go more in depth about it later in this video, but we do have a similar style watch, and that is this Citizen. I believe it's called the Axiom. It's a eco drive movement, which means it's solar powered, which is nice. You don't need a battery or anything. You don't need to wind it up. You just place it out in the sun and it starts working. This is actually not my own watch. This is a hand-me-down from my dad. He got this back in, I believe, 2006 or 2007, and it's been in the family ever since. I did change it from the original strap to something with, it's a black crocodile leather strap. That strap got worn out, so I just had to switch it. Silver accents throughout, and great watch. It's held up all this time. I wear a lot, great dressy piece, and it works well with the whole like Tyler vibe, Tyler aesthetic, grand parcours, modern prep style. Yeah, this retails for around 250 bucks. Great watch. You don't need a battery. And Citizen it's a great Japanese brand. They make great watches, and they are going to be a recurring theme throughout this video. So yeah, this is the first of my Citizens, the Axiom Eco Drive dress watch. Before I get into this next watch, I do want to mention that I'll be putting links to most of these watches in the description. I'll also put a link to this watch case that I got from Amazon. And with that, I want to show you guys this watch. It means a lot to me. It's one of the watches, my first watches, that actually like really did some research on and was like waiting around to buy. Looking back at it, maybe not a great purchase, but it's held up for like the past 4 or 5 years, and that is this. It is an Invicta Pro Diver watch. I bought it off Amazon. It's basically a Rolex Submariner replica. The Submariner, the two-tone Submariner in the exact same color as this, is one of my girl watches. I've only seen it once in person. and honestly I've been in love with it ever since. This watch is automatic. It uses a Seiko movement, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've had this watch for like 4 or 5 years now. It's held up. There are some scuffs on the bezel, and also the crystal has a crack in it because I dropped it once. I haven't had to service this. I've worn it a lot. The power reserve is only a few hours though. It's like 36 hours, less than 2 days. And yeah, this is water resistant to 660 feet, 200 meters. It has a screw down crown, winds like your normal automatic manual watch. And the bezel, that sound, it is so satisfying. Like I used to play with this bezel all the time in class, and I used to get complaints from like students and teachers. But yeah, I love this watch a lot. It did come on a bracelet. The bracelet, unfortunately, the spring bar broke off, and I lost one of the pieces that help attach the link to the actual case. So I switched it onto a blue leather strap. This strap, not the best strap. I could have gotten better, but I do plan on changing it soon. And as you can see, it does have a glass case back showing off the automatic movement, which is a nice movement. It's yellow for the rotor. It stands out. A lot of people see it and they're like, wow, that must cost a bunch, but like a lot of money, like a $2,000 now. I'm like, no, it's not that much. It only costs like $150, $200. But definitely in the future, when I own a Submariner two-tone steel on gold with the blue dial and the blue bezel, I definitely will look back at this and just be like, wow, this started it all. I can't really hate on this watch that much. It's done its purpose, and yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Invicta because of the replicas of Rolexes and other brands and marketing and whatnot, but yeah, I love this watch. Now moving on to two of my most recent watch purchases. You guys have definitely seen this in the last video, which I'll put up like right here. Wherever it is, my camera is flipped. It's these, the Omega Swatch Moonmaster, as I like to call it, Moonswatch Speedmaster. The Mission to Pluto and Mission to Venus. I did a whole video on these, you guys should check it out. I love these watches. I did have some gripes with them, but honestly for the price, dude, you're paying like an eighth of what a real Speedmaster costs for both these. They've held up pretty well actually since I recorded that video. So be sure to check out that video, and yeah, those are my two recent purchases. So moving on to my next watch. This is also a watch that was given to me by my dad. This is actually one of his old watches, and that is a TW Steel Canteen watch. I'm not sure the exact reference number, I never bothered to look into it that much, but this is definitely one of the largest watches I have. It's huge, it's massive, it wears insanely big. It's with this whole like Canteen crown, if you guys can see this, you screw it and there's the actual crown, but it's like Canteen cap, that's what they call it. TW Steel is known for this. My dad bought this a lot, like a decade ago when TW Steel was popular. I know they had like a collaboration with, I believe it was Renault or Lotus F1 back in the day, but they don't anymore. TW Steel kind of fell off, but yeah, this watch, it cost a bunch of money for what I know. I rarely wear it. It is a chronograph, quartz chronograph movement, really thick, nice quality leather strap. But yeah, I don't wear it as much because it does wear insanely big on my wrist. I'll show you guys right now, wrist roll. But yeah, I just have it, collector's piece, I guess. I do sometimes wear it whenever I'm wearing like a really like bulky militarized fit, maybe some cargos and like a huge puffer jacket or bomber jacket or whatever. So I have this. It's cool. I'm kind of impartial, to be honest. Now this next watch is actually very important to me. It's one of my favorite watches, one of the coolest watches I've ever gotten. I purchased this around Christmas time 2019. It's a Citizen, and it is this. Citizen's Blue Angels Chronograph, World Chronograph WR200, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Blue Angels. This thing has radio control, so it's eco-drive, solar powered, and it's radio controlled, which means it uses satellites to set the time, which is insanely cool. It is a pilot's chronograph watch. Chrono dials are insanely cool. Honestly, one of the coolest watches I own. I love wearing this watch. Blue on yellow, navy blue on yellow, great combination. And the case back is nice. Sapphire crystal too. On this crystal is sapphire crystal, which is an insanely nice touch. This is part of Citizen's collaboration with the Blue Angels of America. You guys have probably seen them. They're the really cool blue planes that do stunts during shows at like major sporting events in America. I'm sure they're more than that, but that's what I know them from. And on the case back, this will focus. That is honestly one of the coolest case backs I've seen. Love this watch. I'll show you guys some on wrist, and yeah. Brief continuity change. The power is out and the lighting is terrible, but I still want to carry forward with this video. Yeah. Moving on to the last watch from this watch box. One of my favorite watches. Also, it's one that I don't wear. It's actually my dad's, but this is still one of my favorite watches. I picked this out for him, and it is something I've actually shown on this channel before a while back, and that is this. The Hamilton Jazzmaster Viewmatic Open Heart. I think it's 42 millimeters, comes with a tan crocodile ostrich leather strap. One of the coolest watches ever. As you guys don't know, Hamilton is an American brand. They make great automatic and manual wound watches, and their Jazzmaster series is one of the nicest watches you can get for the price. Their movement, super nice movements, and this is actually like a view. They call it the Viewmatic Jazzmaster Open Heart. As you can see, there's cutouts there. If you look carefully, you can see the movement actually running. This can be manually wound. It does come on a leather strap, as I mentioned, and it has a folding clasp leather strap, which is always nice. I love these types of clasps and straps. And you can adjust it, which is always a nice touch if you have like larger or smaller wrists. The movement inside, you guys have to just see this movement. So this is actually the movement inside the watch, as you can see through the sapphire crystal case back. It is a ETA movement that Hamilton actually reworked. It has 80 hours. Powers of 80 hours is insane. Really cool watch. Really cool movement actually. Even though it is ETA, for the price you pay, 80 hour power reserve and an open heart, like a skeletonized dial. The quality and workmanship of Hamilton is actually like just unmatched for the price. I like it. One of the coolest watches to have in a collection. I definitely think if you guys are looking for an affordable mechanical watch, definitely pick up a Hamilton. So that pretty much wraps up whatever's in the watch case. I just want to show a few other loose watches that I just have lying around that mean a lot to me personally, because these are some of the watches that actually got me into watch collecting as a kid, and I don't think this video would be complete without me just showing them and explaining the story behind them. So let's get right into that. Alright, next up is a watch that I mentioned earlier in this video, and that is none other than my DW 6900 GD-9 G-Shock. This G-Shock, here I'll show you guys close up. This G-Shock is one of my oldest watches. I got it as a birthday gift way back when, and I remember actually wearing this to Switzerland when I went on vacation there like a long time ago, and that's where I actually bought the next watch, which I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, this watch, it's the classic G-Shock with a rubber strap covered in like a gold paint, of course, and then the dial, of course, digital dial, but it is like gold plated. Really nice. I remember wearing this all the time and just telling people that it was real gold, just for jokes. I love this watch. I had it as a grill when I was younger because I always loved G-Shocks back then. I still do, but personally, this watch is the classic one. It can't be beat. Yeah, I really wish they make a Casio version of this watch, just full gold Casio. I would love to see that, but yes. Moving on to our next watch. Alright, so moving on to my final watch in my collection, something that I've actually owned for a little less time than the G-Shock I just showed you guys, but I purchased this in Switzerland. I'm not sure the exact reference number, but it is none other just than a regular old rubber and plastic swatch with a skeleton dial showing off the quartz movement, white numbers, and white hands, rubber strap. It's on this translucent black case. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. You can see like the workings through the back of the watch. I've had this watch for the longest time. I used to beat it around. It's scuffed up, it has paint chips, it has scratches. I remember my previous video, my moonmaster video, my moonswatch video. I don't know why I said moonmaster. I mentioned that swatches, normal plastic watches, they actually hold up pretty well, and this watch has done exactly that. It's been through a lot, it's been abused a lot, but yeah, I used to have this as my daily beater watch, and for the price it was like 80 bucks. I didn't pay for this, a family member did. Yeah, I got this in Zurich, a lot of history with this watch, love it, and for a kid who was like 12 at the time, getting a swatch back then was just like the coolest thing ever, especially with it being skeletonized, seeing the inner workings. I remember telling everyone, oh guys, it's like a skeleton AP or whatever, even though it's a quartz movement and whatnot. But yes, always have a special connection to this watch. And yeah, that wraps up everything in my watch collection. Let's move on to my wish list. Going over my top 10 dream watches. Starting off, we have the Cartier Crash, but not just any crash. This is the Radius, a radial dial with a yellow gold case that carries the radial ripples seen on the dial over. Coming in at number 9, I'd love to own the JLC Reverso Grand Calendar Moon Phase with a rose gold case. The Reverso is a classic dress watch, and this rose gold take brings some contemporary elements to the design. At number 8, we have the Rolex Yachtmaster 40 in rose gold, with a black rubber strap and black ceramic bezel insert. A true modern classic. I believe this is one of the more underrated watches out currently. And at number 7, we have the Patek Aquanaut 5167R, which is a rose gold and brown take on the Aquanaut. Brown is one of my favorite colors, and with the pink rose gold case, this watch is a nice complement to any fall outfit. Omega brings in a heavy hitter at number 6 with the silver Snoopy 50th anniversary Speedmaster, a special edition with a fun dial and amazing case back featuring an animated movement of Snoopy going around photorealistic inserts of the earth, being one of my dream watches. Now moving on to the top 5, we bring a very sporty and expensive watch into the picture. McLaren's F1 team is known for their papaya orange liveries, and the Richard Mille RM11-03 perfectly captures the essence of this storied team. I'd love to take a P1 out for a drive while wearing this watch. Seriously, this watch is gorgeous. And at number 4, we have the now discontinued Rolex Oyster Perpetual 39 with the Tiffany blue dial. I actually was waitlisted for this watch, but now that it's been cut from production, I have no chance of getting it as prices have just soared like tenfold. In my top 3 now, we have many ties for these top spots. To start us off, the Cartier Santos, the first ever wristwatch, has a special hold on my wish list, especially with the Santos 100 W2012 6X8 on a gorgeous pink strap being one of my grails. In second, Audemars Piguet comes through with a classic back-to-back bangers, the Royal Oak, the first one being the Perpetual calendar in white ceramic, and the second one being the very famous frosted white gold double balanced Royal Oak with the rainbow baguette dial. These watches are unique takes on the Royal Oak, and I would love to own these. I just have no words about how beautiful these watches are. So, which watch or watches holds the top spot on my wish list? Well, just as Cartier started off this list, they're also going to close off this list with the Eternal Classic tank and 2 editions of the tank specifically, the Louis Cartier WTJA 0015 and the dynamically different tank asymmetrique WGTA 044. These two are polar opposites for the tank, yet they both bring unique aspects to an otherwise classic and undisturbed design. Anyways, y'all, that pretty much wraps up this entire video. It was great sharing my opinions on my personal watch collection and also the other watches I have. And also, it was nice sharing with you guys my tastes and what I like in my dream collection of watches that I want to own in the future. Hopefully, as this channel grows, I can grow that collection too and get those watches. But yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking it through to the end. Be sure to stay tuned for new videos every week. We drop every week. Don't forget to like, comment, share this video with your friends and family. Share my channel with your friends and family. And most importantly, subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.